Hey, welcome everybody. It is 2 o'clock, January 17th. That means it's time for the Drew 2, or in this case, the Drew 22. So thanks everybody for being on time and even a little bit early. If this is your first time, welcome. This is a presentation just from me. So no team, there's no sales pitch or anything. I'm just admitting a couple more people in the room here. I keep everybody on mute. Again, it's just me. So there will be a presentation where I'll talk through, and I'm going to only talk for 22 minutes or less. And then at the end, we'll have some questions if you want, or you can just go on with your day. The point of this is just to keep it nice, short, and simple so that everybody can learn a few things and then get back to their work day. I got a few more people that I'm admitting, so I'll give it a couple more seconds so that a few more people can come in, and then I'll get the meeting started. I do like to try to be on time, but I'll give it another 10 seconds. All right. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So I hope everybody I'm sharing the right thing. Yep. Okay. Today, our discussion is on how to calculate your rehab without a contractor. Without a contractor. This was one of the most important pieces of me being a real estate investor, because without this information, I was working blindly, and I worked blindly for many years, and everything worked out okay. But the minute I learned how to do this on my own, I was able to be exponentially better at investing in real estate. All right, so this is one of many in a series. I do this every 2 weeks. What exactly is the Drew 2? Well, the Drew 2 is me. I am Drew. I'm a 20+ year real estate investor. I'm also a loan officer. I'm in the top 1% of all loan officers in the whole country. Very fortunate. Thanks to everybody for your business and things of that nature. I can lend in all 50 states if you need help, all different types of loans. When I'm talking about investing in real estate, I mean residential real estate, 1 to 4 unit properties. Investing in warehouses or gas stations is cool, but I'm a residential person. I'm also a long-term investor. So buy and hold is what I want. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram. I do 2 minutes or less in those platforms. So really quick information. And then for today, there's my contact information. My contact information. I'm going to be talking about a spreadsheet here. I will share the spreadsheet with you. There's my email. Just email it to me. Say, hey, Andrew, give me that spreadsheet, and I'll give it to you for free. And it's not password protected or anything like that at all. It's completely free for you to use, and you can even edit it to your heart's desire. Okay. All right. A couple more people coming in. Just want to make sure one last time, I keep everybody on mute. It's just me. No sales pitch here. But if you have any questions, just hang on to them until the end if you don't mind. Thanks so much. All right. So why am I even talking about real estate to begin with? Well, I invest in real estate like I invest in stocks too. And I even have some crypto. All right. But by and far, the vast majority of my wealth is in real estate. And I believe in real estate so strongly because it allows me to put a little bit of money in and get a lot of wealth out. And it's generational wealth. It keeps building. So in real estate, I'm a buy and hold real estate investor. That means I have rental income on all my properties. I buy a property, I rent it. My income is my continual hedge against inflation. Inflation's a hot topic lately. I increase my income every year. That's what rental properties do. So if inflation goes up, that's fine because my rental income on my properties goes up too. There's also appreciation. Not only do I have rental income, but my asset increases in value over a year. I use that to my advantage and make money on it. Do not doubt that I make money on appreciation. Now, this discussion is not about that. We're talking about rehab, but I'm trying to explain if you're new or if you're beginning, hey, why are we talking about real estate? These are the reasons why. I also have this thing called principal buy down. Every time my tenant makes a payment, they pay down my mortgage, not me. They do. That's awesome. That's an incredible benefit. And then I have lots of tax benefits too. Yeah, over the 20-year span of me investing in real estate, I've never paid a single dollar in taxes on the income. It's tax deductible. That's the reason why we choose real estate. And just to be clear, hey, I can buy a stock for $5 and it'll go up a little bit. It's hard to buy a house for $5, right? It is. There's pros and cons to everything, but real estate has changed my life. And this is why we focus on it. Now, if I'm trying to focus on real estate, that means I've got to come up with some things, mainly a down payment. I got to use money out of my pocket. So the reason why we even want to talk about rehab today is because of the amount of money that it takes to buy a home if you're an average investor. If you don't know Andrew or any of these techniques, what are you looking to do? How do you buy a home? Well, if you're trying to buy a $250,000 home and your down payment's 20% down, well, that's 50 grand. Then you got closing costs, I don't know, let's call it 10. So I got to spend $60,000 to even get started. How is that? I mean, how can an average person do that? However, some people can. And if you can, your cash on cash return is going to be about 18%. I've covered this in other presentations in the past, but it's fine if you go that way. But for the rest of us, we got to do something different. And we usually are doing the BRRRR method. If you've not heard this, I'll just cover it real quick. This is where we buy off-market properties. I buy them in a state of disrepair. I then repair them. I rehab the property. And that's the crux. How do I know how much rehab the property needs? Even if I find a home, how do I know how to calculate my rehab? And that's why we need this discussion today. Or maybe you're thinking about flipping homes. How do you know how much rehab needs to go into it? That's our discussion today. So the BRRRR method, buy, rehab, rent, refinance, repeat. That's what I mainly do. There's a great topic on it called how to make $100,000 a year every 5 years. We covered it a few months back, but it's also on Bigger Pockets. You can Google it. It talks about these techniques that we use as investors of how we buy with very little out of a pocket and make large money with the properties. So if I'm trying to do this method, if I don't want to be the average person where I come out of pocket $60,000, good grief, and I want to try to be a normal person, a little bit of money, let's call it 10 or 15,000, which is still a lot. Do not doubt it. That is still a lot of money for a lot of people, but it's better than 60. But I need to know these skills. And one of the skills is rehab. So today I'm just going to share with you my spreadsheet. I'm going to email it to everybody if you want it to be emailed. And then hopefully this will help you understand how to estimate rehab. All right, so in my spreadsheet, it's an Excel spreadsheet. There's no password protection or anything. The very first page on it is just a regular old calculator where you can put in the square footage, and then it'll spit out 3 different estimations based on what we're doing with the property. If you want a rent-ready property, if you need it to be in the middle, or you need a high-end rehab. So these price points are numbers that I have done over 20 years of investing and come up with these numbers. These numbers do not include the foundation, the roofing, the plumbing, HVAC, all that stuff's on the other page. If I need a quick estimation, I want you to use this calculator. And again, I will share it with everybody. But your job when you have this is you're going to put in the square footage and it'll spit out these numbers. I have only used this twice ever in my career. I still have it and I update it. I keep it accurate. One time I walked the property already before and I knew what needed to be done. So I don't even use this that often because I don't buy sight unseen. It's still there for to use. The rest of it is the important stuff. So on the second tab of my spreadsheet is what we really want to focus on today. And that is the line by line rehab estimations that Andrew uses. So on this spreadsheet, I want you to still use the square footage. You can look up the square footage. Even if it's an estimate in the beginning, this is fine. The reason why we're doing this spreadsheet is because sometimes you have to go to a property and make an offer on that property right now within the hour. And you can't rely on your contractor to come from way the heck over in the other side of town in time to help you bid on a property. Sometimes your contractor has to go back and recalculate everything. This is a 5-minute estimation and it gives you an idea. So it's not meant to be to the penny exact. That's your contractor's job. But what should my offer be? The rehab spreadsheet helps you with this, okay? So in your square footage, you put it in. I've got the big 5 right in the very beginning: roof, foundation, electric, plumbing, HV. So I've got different numbers for each one. Roof is about $4 a square foot right now. When the Wood was real scarce. Remember a few weeks back? Yeah, it was higher. I was using a higher number, and you can change these numbers if you'd like based on market conditions. On the spreadsheet, if you enter a 1, that means it's needed. How many roofs do you need? 1. If you enter your square footage, it will automatically calculate a number for you to the right. You can add it up. HVAC, I'm doing about $5. I think that's a little bit high, maybe $4.75, $4.75 a square foot might be a little bit better, but if you want to be overestimation for conservative, okay, good. I do not want you to change these numbers. Later in the spreadsheet, I have a buffer. You can change them based on you're doing a lot of properties and hey, Andrew, I've done 25 of these and I'm going to use this number. Cool. If you're new, do not change these. Later in the spreadsheet, I have a buffer automatically put into the spreadsheet to protect us from any mistakes that Andrew might make. All right. All right. So top section, the big 5. The second section, paint, flooring, hardwood floors are more expensive than regular floors. Yes, but I'm using $5 a square foot. Even if I'm using carpet in the bedrooms and vinyl plank in the main room, I'm still using $5 for the entire home. Sometimes we rip up the carpet and the subfloor is damaged. So I still want you to use $5, again, as an estimation to know where your price, your offer price should be at. You'll see exterior paint. All right, that's what I have for exterior. It should be exterior paint, but it's $1. It's just exterior. But the interior needs all the detail. That's why it's a little bit higher. $3 a square foot for interior paint, $1 a square foot for exterior. All right, further down on the spreadsheet, we've got other things. Whenever we rehab a property, you have baseboards, and they cost money. Yes, baseboards cost money. How much money? $2.50 a linear square foot. Now, you sometimes may not even have a tape measurer with you. This happens to me sometimes. Andrew, we got this property. Will you come see it right now? Okay. How do I know how many linear feet it is? I don't know. I'm like 5.5 feet tall. I guess at it. I'm not trying to be exact, right? I just need some sort of baseline number. If you have a tape measure or a laser thing, that's cool. But I just need some type of a number so I can make an offer, especially if we're under the gun, which we oftentimes are on these properties that are facing foreclosure and a whole bunch of other messy situations. I just need to have some number to go off of. Fence. Okay, now a section of fence, you go to Home Depot or Lowe's, it's about 6 feet. I don't know, usually. And if you look up, oh, Andrew, I can go to Lowe's and get one section of fence for $75. Yeah, but you need your poles and your hardware and your bags of cement. Trust the numbers until you get better at it. You can change it, but trust my numbers for now, okay? If you have nowhere to go, these are the numbers I want you to use. Electrical outlets. I've had properties where I needed all of them changed, where I need none of them, half of them. Each electrical outlet, $12. Yeah, you can change the window glass. Did you know that? You don't have to change the entire window. How about just the pane of glass? That's a lot cheaper. Exterior doors are different than interior doors. Garage doors are a lot more expensive. Sometimes I replace the garage door, but don't need the remote control and the actual motor that does it. Hot water heaters, all these things are on here. On the popcorn ceiling, sometimes it'll be just a room that has popcorn ceiling. So in my center section, I'm putting quantities, 1, 2, 3. But on the popcorn ceiling thing, you guess it, hey, this room's 300 square feet, 300 times $1.50. That'll give you a result on the right-hand side. And how many trash containers? I don't know. Take a stab at it. It's $500 per, just to give you a reference point on it, somewhere to start. Let's go further down on my spreadsheet. Lights and hardware. Yeah, this is like all your switches, your ceiling fans. Now, kitchen. I need to pause here for a moment. On my previous spreadsheet, this was per, right? Quantity, each one. On my kitchen, this is not per kitchen. Kitchens can have islands and outlier. They can do L's and all sorts of weird shapes. This is how many arm lengths of Andrew. How many arm lengths? Remember, I might not be there with a tape measure. So Andrew has learned each arm length is 2,500. I'm telling you, you're going to trust your contractor's number, but this is if you don't have a contractor. I need to make an offer right now. And if you want to cheat a little bit, like if I can explain, I'll do my arm, but I'll cheat my hand in a little bit. So it won't be an entire arm length. I'll cheat my hand in. So sometimes it'll be 2, 2.5. Just give me some sort of basis so that I can actually have an estimation about what the kitchen is. And that does not replace the cabinets. That's painting and keeping the cabinets. Replacing cabinets gets more expensive than that. A complete gut rehab on a kitchen, man, that could be 20 grand. So this is just my cabinet finishing, maybe putting the hardware on it. Just a basic surface rehab of my kitchen. Arm length, appliances, pools backfilled. This is not repairing my pool. On none of my rental properties do I have. None of them. Pools cost money. Pipes freeze. Motors break. If there's a pool or a water feature, I fill it in. Fill it in every time. All right. So if to fill in a pool, 5 grand. And then I've got extra space here on the spreadsheet. Andrew, I've got this shed in the background. It's terrible. I've got to tear it down. All right. Type in shed. And what number should I put? Just take a guess. $500. At least have some sort of baseline number in it. Give me something. And then through experience, you'll get these numbers accurate. So for me, I put gutters in all my homes. I put 2 grand for every house to put gutters in it. It's for foundation. I'm in Texas. If you're around the country, I'm in Texas. In the section of Texas that I'm in, the soil gets a little wonky if it gets over wet or too dry. So I have gutters to mitigate the water. So on all my properties, I put gutters, and gutters cost about 2 grand per property. You can fill in anything that needs in here and just put some type of number next to it. So you have an estimation. And now at the bottom of my spreadsheet, I finally have my grace, my budget. I use 10% every time. Whatever my number comes out to be, I use 10%. So that way, whatever the number is, I have a buffer. And you can change it. Again, this is not password protected. You can change it to whatever you need to have done. All right, now the Drew 2, as always, we're 22 minutes. I know I fly through this. This is designed to give you a quick overview. Of course, I'll share this. Email me, please. Is this the only skill set you need to buy properties? No, you'll need other things too. So don't forget, if you're gonna be a real estate investor, you need to know how to calculate your after repair value. You'll need to have good lenders. Even if you flip, you need a lender. And then the most important piece, you have to find the properties. And again, I keep everybody on mute until the end. You can unmute yourself here in a second. In 2 weeks, we're gonna cover taxes. It's already 2023 and it's almost tax season. How do you know what to put on your tax returns? I'm gonna show you what items to put on your tax returns that every lender will add back to help you qualify. You're gonna reduce your taxes and still qualify for loans in our meeting in 2 weeks. Yes, every time. This is designed to be in a hurry, but I hope you got some good information out of here. There's my contact information. Email, 22 minutes or less, right? I hope we're staying on time. We seem to be. If you have any questions about what we just covered, now is the time to take yourself off mute, ask the questions. And if you want to hang out, that's cool. And if you want to take off, that's cool too. But email me if you want a copy of the spreadsheet and I'll share it. Thanks everybody for being here, and we'll leave it open for questions if you'd like.
Hi, thank you, Andrew. Great information. I have a quick question. So I wonder with inflation, the prices and material, labor all increase. So I wonder the numbers you're using on this spreadsheet is like based on last year's, recent kind of economy, or some outdated. Just curious.
Yeah, the spreadsheet that I have is the most accurate spreadsheet. I just closed on 2 properties. I use that spreadsheet right now. I feel it's the most accurate version based on what's going on in the economy, price points. And then again, it's not password protected. So when I email it to you, if you feel like in your experience you want to use different numbers, you totally can, but that is hyper accurate. Yes.
Gotcha. All right, great. Thank you. So yeah, so I am doing one rehab. This is my first rehab, and I have a pool. I just filled. I thought I got a really good estimate, but it's much higher than you show in your spreadsheet. So this, like, especially the pool refill, is this like an average based on like a kind of a normal size pool?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So this is what the spreadsheet is designed to do. It's supposed to give me a starting place, a baseline, so I can get under contract. I'm still going to bring my contractor out here to give me an official quote on things. I have backed out of properties even after being under contract, losing my earnest money because my contractor's number came in different.
Gotcha.
Nothing defeats, like nothing's better than my contractor, but if I don't have access to a contractor, this will at least get me somewhere close. And then my buffer helps me fill in the numbers. If you feel like you've got, and it is an average, if you feel like you got an elaborate pool or elaborate this or that, change it up a little bit or put that extra line item at the end to add on some. But yeah, and I want you to update it based on your own experience. Absolutely.
Gotcha. Makes sense. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Andrew.
Thank you, man. Thank you. All right. Any other questions? I want to make sure to type in my email just in case people need my email at rate.com. Oh, and Andy, yes, I have a very good contractor that I would recommend. Email me your contact information. I'll email him to you. He's the best contractor I know. He does about 250 rehabs a year, and he's very reputable and is trustworthy, will get the job done type of a contractor. So send me an email and I'll make sure and share it away. And I'll share it to anybody who needs it. All right. Any other questions before we adjourn our meeting today?
Andrew, I had one.
Yeah, man. Go ahead.
Sean. Hey, on the pool fill-in thing, I know that if I remember correctly, you kind of hold on to your rental properties indefinitely. There are some that recommend holding a few years and selling. Is there? It seems like that would kind of damage the price of the house when you go to resell. Is there a way to fill in the pool in a more temporary, less permanent manner, so that when you go to resell, you could have it undone? Or do you even mess with that since you hold on to yours forever?
Yeah. So Sean, this goes into my calculating. This is the other skills I need to have. What's my after repair value of removing the pool?
Yeah.
So yes, if I'm lowering that feature, I need to put it into my numbers. That means my offer is lower. It certainly does.
When you go to sell.
When I buy, I'm accounting for that lower price when I buy.
Well, I guess my question, Andrew, is when you go to sell the house, if you were to sell the house later on.
I'm sorry, Sean. Yeah, you're right. I would never temporary fill in a pool. It is a permanent thing.
Okay, so that's going to lower your cost, or not your cost, but your price when you sell it, I assume.
Correct.
To have the pool filled in, but you just account for that in your numbers.
That is correct.
Okay, thanks.
Yep. And I will absolutely pass on a property with a pool. If the numbers don't work out, I do not want a rental with a pool.
No, I get that. Yeah.
Too many expenses. Yeah. So I'm definitely lowering my number based on it, putting in my rehab budget of $5,000 to fill it in. Absolutely taking that in consideration that I will sell it for a little bit lower of a price when it comes time to sell.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
All right. Any other questions?
Hello.
Hello. How are we doing?
Oh, fine, thank you. If you're calling, you're doing what you call that calling, and you're calling people and they all keep saying we are not selling at this time, but their house is out there for sale. What do you do?
Oh, okay. How many hours do you want to talk about this? All right. So yeah, this is a very good question, and you're right. This is an important question to know, but we just don't have time to answer that type of a question here. If you'd like to call me offline, my number's on the screen. Feel free to call me. I just want to, if it's okay, just for time, just want to limit it to rehab and number calculations, if you don't mind. But you can absolutely call me at any time.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Fine.
All right. So everybody, thanks so much for your time. I hope you got some information out of this today. Feel free to reach out at any point. No sales pitch here. There's nothing, no obligations, just information. Check back in with me in 2 weeks. We'll go over tax returns and what you should be claiming, and we'll talk with you soon. Thanks so much.
Thanks,
Thank
Andrew.
you.
Thanks,
a lot.
everybody. Thank you.